Hey, Bob Coppedge, CEO Simplex-IT, Crotchety Old Geek, all that. And we're into April now, and that means it's snowing. Yep. Now, here's my theory on that is that you can't have the end of winter without at least one Indians home game having snow. And since home opener hasn't happened yet, we're still due for snow. So that's science. Couple other things going on. Vaccines are out there; they're happening. I have had my first one, my second one actually I'm getting tomorrow. Uh, and keep in mind that whenever we talk about vaccines, the pandemic, and all of that, really the number one thing we should be talking about is statistics and probabilities, because at the end of the day, that's the majority of what's going on here in terms of what affects you and me. We're not through this. We're not even close to being through this, but it seems like Churchill was right. This is not the end, nor even the beginning of the end, but it's perhaps the end of the beginning. So, hope you're all doing well. We've definitely been impacted by it here. We've had a couple of employees and some family members who have been hit, some lightly, some unfortunately not lightly, but we're making do, and hope you're all doing well as well. On to other things. We've also seen some things happen over the past month. There was the Exchange hack where it turned out that organizations who still had their email on premise using technology of Microsoft Exchange, turned out there was a huge security breach that actually was discovered by the bad guys and the good guys back in January. And a lot of servers, I mean a lot of servers were impacted. Thankfully on our side, our clients, the couple of clients that still have on-premise Exchange, they were okay, and 365 wasn't impacted. However, 365 was impacted by a downtime of a couple of hours that hit a lot of, if not a majority of sites across the U.S. And it gets back to that whole thing, which we tell everybody is you're never safe completely through your IT strategy. There's always potential risk, potential issues, which is why you want to make sure that you've got thorough layers of both protection, backup, all that kind of fun stuff. If you're not sure you have those layers, let me know. Let's talk about it. A couple other things that are going on is there's also been a very, very prominent and apparently successful unemployment scam going on where bad guys get the names of employees and their social security numbers and essentially submit claims for unemployment insurance. And the government is trying its best to handle these claims as quickly as possible, so a lot of fraudulent claims are being processed successfully. We've been hit so far by 4 employees who have claimed unemployment. Again, our employees aren't claiming it, but people pretending to be, and we've caught all 4 of them. And Ohio is in a pretty good state right now. They've actually got a website to report that, and we'll put the website down here. Where you can report it either as an employer or an employee. But if you get a 1099 from the government that you don't know where that came from, it's possible that you were hacked last year and you didn't even know about it. Again, you can use, I believe, the state site to report that. But here's the thing, every state's different. I was speaking to an MSP yesterday in New Mexico who just saw this for the first time. And their state was just totally woefully unprepared for it. And quite honestly, the first time we saw it, Ohio wasn't in that great a shape. We saw it, about a month or so ago. So be on the lookout for that. And that means the bad guys have your social security number. So keep an eye on your credit cards and your banks, which you always should be doing anyway. We do have a new face here, Kyle, and we'll get some information out to everybody, introducing you to him. We also are going to be rolling out in April our new website, completely new, and it's going to have about 1/10 of the information and detail that our current website has, because our current website, we just talk about ourselves way too much. And I really like the new website. It has equal parts of both pure managed MSP, pure managed services, as well as co-managed services, since that's really about half of our business now. So that'll be out later in the month. Please let me know what you think of it. We're also going to be starting our first internal peer community. And what I mean by that is this is going to be a peer group that meeting, hopefully on a monthly basis, where our commits IT director, meaning people who have their own IT departments, we're going to be getting together each month and essentially as a peer support group, just what works, what doesn't. I really am looking forward to that. We may start another one aimed at the internal IT techs for our co-managed. We'll see. We'll see. We like trying things where we just see if what we can do to add more value, and there's no charge to our clients for us doing that. We're also seeing an uptick in opportunities. We've been reached out to by about 4 or 5 companies for a wide variety of projects or co-managed or the like. And that's good to see. Our LinkedIn process, where we're doing a lot of connections and a lot of videos every day, and we now have 2 videos every week. On Thursday, we now do what we call MSP Proof Your Job, which is hints and advice to people who are responsible for internal IT for clients on how to make their job better and how to honestly increase the value that they bring to their employers, which I think is absolutely critical in this day and age. But then this month, we're also going to start another one, which I'm not quite sure what the name's going to be yet. But on Tuesdays, we're going to be posting our video will be posted that's going to be aimed at CEOs and management of organizations on how to use IT to really drive value. Because I think there's a lot of organizations out there who view IT as a necessary expense or a necessary evil, but don't look to how they can increase the value to their organization and perhaps more importantly, to their clients and their vendors and their stakeholders. So I think that's going to be interesting. So we're going to end up with 2 videos per week that are specifically aimed at either management or internal IT, and 3 videos a week that who knows what the heck we're going to be doing for those. So that's going to be interesting. And really, that's the key. It's again, in some ways, I think we're finally turning a corner here as far as the pandemic goes. I'm still pretty much the only one who comes into the office every day, which is absolutely fine. And we're very careful when we go out to client sites to make sure, A, it's necessary, and B, that we're taking the appropriate precautions. But I'd love to hear feedback from you guys. Oh, and we do have, it's April 14th. This is going to be exciting. This is going to be cool. We're going to be doing a panel discussion that's going to include myself. Okay, so it's not all good news. A rep from Datto, who is our primary vendor partner for backup business continuity, disaster recovery. Sophos, who's our primary security, and an agent from the FBI. And we're just going to talk about organizations and how they need to take a serious approach and a serious look at their security situation, because not enough companies, not enough organizations, not enough people are doing that. So we're going to be doing that April 14th, I think, and I'll put a link to the invite there. And here's the thing. We are not recording it. We're not allowed to in order to get the FBI to take part in it. So this is not something you'll be able to watch later, unfortunately. But the opportunity to bring in FBI for this is just too good an opportunity to pass up. So with that, that's my March, and that's what we're looking for in April. And hope you're doing well. Bye.